full send, engaged. Alrighty guys, today is the day that we finally do something that we've been waiting to do for a long time. So if you guys have one of these trucks, how does your traction control work? Can you turn off traction control and then you hold the button and you turn off advanced track, and then do you have full control? I've never been able to fully disable traction control and do like a proper burnout or donut or something like that. You know, you hold the button, traction control goes off. You hold it again for a long time and then advanced track goes off, like I just showed you. But that actually doesn't do anything on my truck, which is very strange. You go to do a burnout, it starts spinning, cuts power. The little traction control thing blinks on the dash, even though they're both fully turned off. So way back when, I made a video actually pulling the fuses to fully disable ABS, traction control, the full 9 yards to have full raw control over the truck. Now that worked. But it's not really ideal to hop out of your truck, pop the hood, run over the fuse box, and pull a fuse every time you want to have some fun. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing today is finally getting around to doing the full send switch for the Powerstroke. Alright, so real quick, there's 3 fuses that are associated with the traction control. Traction control, ABS, and all that stuff is linked all on one kind of circuit or whatever you want to call it. I'm not an electrician. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't recommend you do this to your truck. Disclaimer. So real quick, I'm just going to go over what the idea of the situation is. So ideally what I wanted to do, I wanted to put that fuse on a switch where I could control power to that fuse. First, find the fuse that controls the ABS system. Second, put a switch on it. Now I don't recommend disabling any type of safety equipment for your truck. Don't do this. So if you guys seen a fuse tap, what I was going to do, I was going to run a fuse tap and I was going to run it backwards. So instead of the fuse tap running power out, let's say to a light or whatever, I was going to run power reversed. But it turns out that that 30 amp fuse is a female type fuse that actually goes on prongs that are in the fuse panel. You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? So instead of there being 2 posts on this fuse has 2 holes that the posts on the fuse panel go into. So that kind of threw my plan out of whack right from the beginning. So my next option was to find one of these bad boys. Now this is a female adapter that goes onto the post, right? So what I tried to do was I tried to find one of these that was somewhat the same size of the posts on the fuse box, right? How loud is that rain? Can you like super hear it? Test. Raining. Alright guys, this video had to be continued into the next day. It was raining like crazy hard. We had like flash flood warnings, it was lightning and stuff. And our ceiling up on here, our roof, is metal, so the rain was just obnoxiously loud. So what you're gonna wanna do after you find the fuse that you're gonna pull, which in my case, it is fuse number 59, because the other fuse associated with the ABS traction control thing is like a monster fuse. So you pull that fuse and there's 2 posts coming out of the fuse panel. So you have to take your voltmeter and you have to figure out which one is power and which one is the return. I'm not an electrical scientist, but power comes out of one, goes through the fuse, and it comes back in the other. Thus the fuse. So you got to figure out which one has power and which one doesn't have power, because you want to feed power into the return side of the terminal. You don't want to feed power into the power side. Might mess something up, I don't know. All right guys, let's take a look to see what I did really fast. So fuse number 59 is way back there in the back. And of course it's not a regular fuse, it's like a female type fuse, so there's actual posts on the thing. So once I found which one is the return side and which one's the power side, you want to put your power wire onto the return side. So I figured out that the forwardmost post is the return side, so then this will hook right onto the post, and then I ran this line under the battery up through here. This is a temporary setup. I just want to see if this works. Over to my Upfitter switches, and I chose to run it off of Upfitter switch number 1. I just use the butt connection right now. It's not heat shrinked or anything yet. Like I said, this is a test to see if it works. All right, so just like that, I have the female connector onto the post, the return post. So now we have our line going around the truck to upfitter switch number 1. All right, so let's turn this thing on. But we're gonna start with the upfitter number 1 in the off position. So we're gonna turn it on, and we should have all kinds of lights going on because there's no ABS fuse. Okay, so service advanced track. Pre-collision assist not available because the ABS isn't working. Service advanced track, driver door, no, we don't need that. Hood. All right, so there you go. Everything should be off. So we have our parking brake light is on, ABS light's on, and then traction control is on. So now in theory, if we turn this on, power will be fed back through into the return line of the circuit, and it should make everything active. So let's turn this on. All right, everything's off. Let's start this. All right, that's my TPMS light because I don't have sensors in my wheels, but we have no brake lights on. So now the full traction control, advanced track, ABS system should be active with upfitter switch number 1 on. All right, so I'm gonna switch this off real quick. C manual, there we go, everything's off, fully disabled. Pre-collision assist not available. It's service advanced track, the whole deal. So we have the ABS light on, parking light on, so now everything should be fully shut off because there's no power going to that circuit. All right, so I'm gonna turn this thing back on. So it says check brake system, and then everything goes away. But we still have a wrench remaining right there. We can find that out right here. All right, so we go up to the little information deal, DTCs, reading codes. No trouble codes were found. How's that possible? Read codes. Reading codes, oh, here we go. All right, so we got a P1934, a P1637, a P1637, 2 of those, and then a U0121. Whoops, I accidentally hit clear codes. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. But the bottom one was lost connection with ABS module. No codes. Okay, so no trouble codes, and it cleared off the wrench. All right, guys, so I checked out what was going on with those codes, and those codes are that it basically stored a log whenever it lost connection with the ABS module. So it wants you to go see the dealer because it thinks something's wrong, but nothing's wrong. We just cut power. All right, so I guess we did all like the kind of testing we could do in the garage. It definitely controls power. You can shut it on and off with the auxiliary switch, which is pretty sick. SPE Dan did this a little while back, and it was on an older truck, like in a 2014 or something. So I was hoping it would work on here because the fuses are different. I spoke with him last night. He said we should be good to go, but we're gonna go test this thing to see if we can rip it without having traction control interfere. All right, guys, we made it to the secret testing facility, Area 67. So I'm gonna show you real quick what I mean. So here's what we got. So we're gonna hit this once. I didn't disable this. We're still on. So we still have power to the ABS. So we're still running. We got no lights on the dash, and minus the stupid washer fluid in my TPMS sensors. But so we turn this off once. That is traction control off. So okay it. And then we hold this again. So holding it. Stay holding it until it comes up. Advanced track off. So now technically, by the way of the truck, you see the little logo right there. Everything should be disabled, meaning traction control and the advanced track. So you should have full control over the rear wheels. So let me show you what we mean here. So keep an eye to the left of the traction control little logo. I'm gonna put this in manual, keep her in 1. Pull the locker out so the rear diff is engaged. Now we're gonna do a little brake stand and you'll see what I'm talking about. See it right there? You hear it limiting the power? So we're spinning a little, but it's limiting the power. It won't let it rip. Technically, everything should be off. You see me, just turn it off. Now, I've seen trucks do like crazy burnouts. I've seen 17 and up Super Duties do monster smoking burnouts with both wheels spinning, with everything off. Is my truck weird? I don't know, but I could never get it to fully disable. It always does that. Thus bringing us to the full send switch on the Upfitter switches. The switch is still powered on, so we still have power to the thing. So I'm gonna turn these back on, right? So there you go. Boom, everything back on, advanced track on, traction control is on. So what we're gonna do now is we are gonna flip the power off to the ABS module. So ready? Power's off. C manual, pre-collision assist not available. We have a service advanced track, ABS something, so everything should be fully disabled because there's no power going to that area of the truck. And also, you know what's weird? It kills the navigation too. So you can't be full sending it with nav on because it's dumb too. All right, so now is the real test. So we're still in manual, we still have everything off, so now it should be full rip. Let's see what we got. Well, there you go. It definitely works. Super quick, I just ran out there to set the camera up. I didn't even hit any high grass. Look at this. I literally hate ticks. One of my biggest phobia is ticks. Oh my God, I hate them. I can't stand them. Full send, engaged. All right, guys, it officially works. I'm freaking pumped. Look at this. I got bad news. One thing of bad news. I got bad news for my tires because they're gonna be smoked. But yes, it indeed works. I'm super pumped because my truck's never been able to do that before, ever. It would just cut power and you could never have any fun. But look at that, proof. All right, guys, so now the moment of truth is gonna be if we can power this back on and send power back to the ABS module, and everything will go back to normal. If that can happen, then we're in pretty good shape because that was sick. So power on, okay. So the wrench remains. So the wrench does remain like last time because I'm pretty sure that it'll store a log that it lost connection with the ABS module. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this off. We're just gonna key on. Now we're gonna go to our Easy Link here. Go to DTC, trouble codes, let's see what we got. It says no codes, which is weird, so you gotta read codes. It still says no codes. No codes found, but anyways, we're gonna clear the codes. Last time I came up with the codes, as in lost connection with ABS module, then a couple unknowns. So now we're gonna turn the truck back on, and we're gonna see if our wrench goes away. All right, so no more wrench. Wrench is gone. So pretty much, we have a full success deal. You just have to go in and clear the wrench. We have a heat wave in Pittsburgh right now. All right, so here's our connection. It's not hot. I mean, everything's hot over here. Well, I'm gonna figure out a permanent solution to this, but everything is still intact. All right, guys, so there you go. Very, very excited. I have full control over this truck now because, like I said, I showed you exactly what's happening. I don't know why it does that. But all right, guys, I've been planning on doing this like literally forever. I'm super pumped that I finally got around to doing it. It works. Huge shout out to SPE Dan. Walked me through any questions that I had. I still think I have ticks all over me from we were at the secret test facility, Area 67. The ticks are just absolutely reckless. They're just savages around here. But all right, that's it. Super simple way. Run power straight from your upfitter switch to the dead side on the fuse terminal. And you can control power to your ABS system, meaning traction control. Now you will lose ABS brakes, you will lose navigation, and you will lose, I don't know, something else. And then you also have to clear the wrench after you're done if you don't want to sit there and stare at the wrench. So take the good with the bad. There is always a little bit of a downside. But hey, there you go. If you guys have this problem with your truck, super easy fix. I don't recommend doing it because you're disabling a safety system. I don't drive this truck on the street. It's only for off-road use, race use purposes, off-road, in the dirt, drag strip, and not on-road, right? So there's my disclaimer to you guys. But all right, now it's time to destroy some tires and add more power. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. All right, for you guys that made it this long in the video, you get to see my dad's truck. We just gave it a little makeover. A little hostile sprocket action, some Toyota Country RTs. Kurt, oh, it just hits. Back it out, just drive it. It'll wear off when it needs to hit.
Oh, great.
Not too bad. Hostile sprocket, all black. 20/9, positive 10 offset with a 33-1250 Toyo Open Country RT. You're good. First look. Wow, is it close? Woo! It looks good. What do you guys think? Chevy 1500, it's our diesel, but she's all right.